All right, guys. I think I've got this set up. It's been a little while since I've played live. Let's go ahead and go through a little bit here. Oh, it is June 24th, by the way. I'm just decided I wanted to play a little bit live. I haven't played a tournament since I moved in, so nice to sit. This is just a $15 triple up. We'll see how it goes. My bankroll went over 1,000, just over, and then I'm down to 833 before I signed up for this. So I'm down just about $200. Hmm. Actually, let me see if I can turn the camera just a little. There we go. The wrong way. Yeah, that was more what I wanted. There we go. Now I look like I'm too far to the side. It's always like this. Always fighting cameras. I wonder, let's see. So it's almost July. 5 months left in the year. July, August, September, October, November, December. Well, 6 months. I wonder if I could possibly get to 2,000. I think it's possible. I'd have to really clean up on the $10 knockout tournaments, those $25 buy-ins. I think I'd really have to crush those to be able to get where I want to go. All the excitement of playing live. Fold, fold, fold. Hmm. I wonder if I would have had it had I decided I was going to go to battle. Yeah. I'm anxious to see what happens before it gets to me. Part of me wants to call, but it's not even suited. Not a superb flop, though somebody could have easily bet with a pair of jacks. Whew. This is a I am awake bet. I am still here. Come on, guys. What are you going to do? Not the flop I wanted. Also, not the turn I wanted. Hey, man, I bet with it. You called. How much did I want to stick my neck out with a pair of fours? There's a methodology, and admittedly, I think you get more of a feel for it from actual play as opposed to theory. And if you're not afraid to lose, it's easier to bluff guys off of hands, even online. There's just certain things I still get stuck in statistics and like, nah, it just doesn't hold up, I don't think. And you don't really give yourself a chance to get lucky if that's the case. I mean, I don't think you should be a maniac at the table, but I think like closer to the button, you got to lean on guys. If you double or triple up, you've got to use your stack as a weapon. It doesn't mean you have to defend everything, but you got to keep the other players guessing. And one of the things I've noticed is if I tighten up too much, there's not enough chips moving around. So it's a little bit like money. If you don't invest it, it doesn't come back to you in various forms. So if you're just tight and fold 20 hands in a row and then finally make a bet, they have a better idea that you actually have something really good and everybody folds. You don't get paid on your aces or kings because you're not betting with weaker hands, even in position. And we can call it luck, but variance is part of the game. It's just something you have to deal with. A guy's going to draw out on you sometimes. When you've got a 70% chance of winning, 80% chance of winning, and with a fair degree of certainty what the guy has got, it puts you in an interesting spot because you need to be able in person to lose to that guy and say, "Hey man, nice hand." You want to play with him again. If people are taking chances where it's only one out of every 5 times they're going to hit, you want to play with that player. Do I want to call 120 out of position with queen jack offsuit? Yeah, you got to move chips around. Defending blinds is a little bit of an issue for me that I'm still trying to understand how to effectively deal with, and AK in particular. AK is a hand I need to like do a little more research on because I think I have some significant problems. It's either a big winner or a big loser. Ooh, we have a standard. No, we're not going to call now. He says he's got it, and I don't have anything that I think is worth battling. Even if I hit a 10 at the river, I have no idea whether I'm ahead. I'd still try to lose the small pots. If it's questionable, I don't want to be stuck with King 10 offsuit out of position. I suspect flush draw. He didn't bet. Hmm. AK. Jacks are higher, maybe. Different tables will have a different vibe. This one seems kind of slow. Not, I mean, some play, but not super aggressive. I don't think I can just let him in for free. This is more like trying to take or build a pot we can take down later. Maybe isolate one guy. If he had ace jack or higher, he'd probably really lean into me. Aces and fives is, I think, most likely. Could have a jack, and he does not. Number five's play is kind of soft. I'm not exactly sure. I can't recall exactly how they got to the point they were at, but I'm not super impressed, is what I'm seeing. Oh boy. The hell was that? I'm gonna do a hand replay. I think I'll play this, see what happens. I didn't think he had hit the flush. Yeah, lucky river card for sure. Man, number four just tried to bluff on that. I did that replay so I could go over it. It's Queen seven? What the hell is he doing? I think instead of raising here, it's better just to see a cheap flop. And it looked like it worked. I didn't want to let him try to draw out on me. Wondered sometimes how much have I won by sitting and being patient. Like in a triple up like this, you only have to make top three. So it doesn't matter that you have the biggest chip stack as far as your winnings are concerned. I wonder if you compared the times I've skyrocketed to the top and taken first and the amount of money made from like just playing conservative and tight, would it be equal or not? It's certainly not as exciting. It's not as fun for video and recording. It's like, is this what poker's like? This is boring. He has queen six offsuit on the big blind. Well, let's defend. I mean, limp on in. Let's go. Let's do this. Come on, let's take out number 5. Come. Oh, yes. Now let's do this. Now, what do you do, folks? Do you bet? I got it. It's mine. I got it. I got it. I got it. See who's got a weak ace. Did he even have a pair? Was there a 9 on the board? I think he had ace 9. Was that it? Nope. Nobody connected with anything. He just had the higher nothing. That would have been nice. That would not have been nice. Because I suspect with those two going at each other. If you don't have the flush, though, it's going to be hard to let go if you connect with that king or ace. I don't know. Maybe it's not a flush. If 10-7 was suited and I had enough of a stack, I might bet there. I notice with suited hands, suited connectors, or the 8 and 9 would connect it, I guess. I don't know if they say suited connectors. I don't know if it means it has to like be sequential, being like the 10 and the 9 or something. But having suited cards just gives you a little bit more of a backup plan. It's only like 2% improved or something pre-flop, but there are times where you'll hit and it makes a difference. Said he had it. A limper. Come on in. I like seeing flops at Queen 9 offsuit. I do not like calling out of position with Queen 9 offsuit. How about no? Weak aces, man. I know some people will disagree with that, but uh-oh. Come on, man. He doesn't have hearts. What was I going to do? Lean into him just because I rivered a king? If one jammed, number 6 jammed, maybe. Does he have a queen? Open-ended. I didn't think you were ahead, man. Figured you were up to something. I don't know what he had, but I don't think it was as good as what I was holding. Man, that chili was good. First, well, is that? No, I mean, I had some other stuff. I made burgers or whatever, but first really meal that I really cooked. Made chili today from scratch. It's become one of my more favorites here in Texas. No tomatoes. A plethora. Yes, I said a plethora. A plethora of chilies, both fresh and dried. Hmm. Let's see that again. That was an awfully big shift at the table. He limped in. Bet call, bet raise, jam, fold, run away. Hmm. nines, but he had the 5. At what point did he jam? Hold on, let's see. Three kings ought to do it. It's weak, but unless number 1 gets massively involved, there we go. Okay, so he hit at the turn, and that was when the action changed. It makes more sense when you play it back. Way more sense. Well, I'm going to call you for 42 chips, so we'll see what happens. So let me go over my chili recipe. And soon I'm going to have cameras set up on the island. I'm probably going to buy like a hot plate. I'm going to start cooking for my social media, sort of a cooking show, I guess. Nah. And usually you could go with other cuts of beef or something that's thicker, but I really like just using ground beef. 80/20 is usually pretty good. It has like a good fat content. Occasionally you can get away with 73/27 depending on the kind of chili that you're making. 2s, 4s, ace high. What do you think? Why not? So when I cook ribs in the oven, and we just moved into a house, so I should wind up. Ooh, let me see if I can adjust myself in this chair here. It's a little different than my old one. When I cook ribs, I usually put them in the oven because I was in an apartment. And what I would do is I'd wrap them in foil and then wrap them in really thick, like barbecue foil we get here in Texas for like briskets and stuff. And I would cook it on a very low setting, like 200 degrees overnight, to make the ribs just like, pretty much fall off the bone tender, which isn't great for some people, but I don't have a smokers. I was in an apartment, so I do the best I can. It was one of the easier ways. Hey, come on, you want to get involved now? How about no? Has he got spades? Does he have spades? Does he have spades? I have aces. I'll call that. Okay. I did not think he was necessarily ahead, but I knew if I did lose, I'd still have enough chips to keep going. So when I cook the ribs, what I notice is with beef in particular, pork ribs I don't do this for. Pork is a little different, but I don't know. Maybe I should try that sometime. But anyway, when I cook the ribs, there is moisture and fat that renders out of the ribs. So what I do is I let it cool. And when I say cool, it's just like, so it's not boiling hot. I unwrap the ribs and I pour it into a can. And what happens is all the drippings from the ribs sit, and it's very gelatinous. It's like a gelatin, almost like a jello when you put it in the fridge. And then it's got a huge fat cap on top. And it looks like we won $45. I didn't get to finish my recipe. Okay, well, hold on. We'll just leave that there. We'll just gloat for the fact that we just won our first tournament at the new place. So it'll have a fat cap on top and the gelatin. And then what I do is I'll take my dried chilies, typically ancho, New Mexico, and chili de arbol. I will take the fat cap and the gelatin and put it in with that with a little bit of water and then cook it probably 30 minutes or an hour. I then take it out and let it sit and cool. And then I get that ready to puree in the food processor to make the base of the chili sauce. Then I'll dice up an onion, some poblano peppers, some jalapenos, some bell pepper, whatever you like. I make mostly a red chili. And then I'll also add a little bit of smoked paprika, some cumin, a little bit of Mexican oregano. I'm trying to think. In this case, it was some hickory salt that I have. It's hickory smoked salt. And then in addition, I would add a little bit of chipotle chili, a little bit of ancho that's already powdered. And then after grinding the cumin in a molcajete, I put all the rest of the spices in and salt it accordingly. I let it cook after I've made the puree in the food processor. I just make sure it's to my level of redness and spiciness. And then it cooks for hours, typically. Once it comes to a good boil, you just turn it down, let it simmer. But I think it's just some of the best chili ever. I continue to experiment with it and the kinds of chilies, but ancho, New Mexico, and chili de arbol are the main ones that I use. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll go ahead and upload this. It's been a pleasure winning $45 here on Bovada. I hope you enjoyed the chili recipe, and hopefully we'll be making those really soon. You guys have a good one.